Hello Internet, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I have an update for my non-cruelty free Project Pan. I've not updated this since the beginning of the year, so this is the progress since then. Unfortunately, I've not had any empties, but I think I've made some pretty nice progress to share with you all today. So I'm just gonna go in the order of stuff that's left from oldest to newest. This is a long project pan. It was started on August 21st, 2018. These are most of the items in my collection that are not cruelty free. Physician's Formula is now not cruelty free. I am focusing on panning the one powder I have from them and other projects. So when brands sadly keep coming out that they're not cruelty free, I just put those items into different projects instead of adding them into this one, because a lot of items were added in because of Christmas and my birthday from gifts from other relatives, but I really want most of this stuff pretty much done this year, and I don't want to add anything else into this project. Instead of having one empty, I do have one decluttered. I received a full-size Wet n Wild black eyeliner from my friend that was never used before, so I decided to just turn around and sell it on Depop. So that's up there. So it's no longer in this project, and now let's just jump into what I've used these past 3-4 months. The first thing to talk about is the MAC lipstick in La Villa. It's messy at the moment. I have not cleaned it. I used it, I'm pretty sure, as an ombre the last time I touched it. I've only used it 4 times since the last month. It's not the best, but I just haven't been in the mood for red, so I can't really place too much blame on myself for that. This item, though, I've been getting a lot of use out of recently, and also it's starting to melt. This is the L'Oreal Prince Street Pink lipstick. It's a full-on mess. It kind of looks a little phallic. I've used it 11 times since the last update. I don't know what I'm going to do with this because I can't wear it that much. If it starts to annoy me, I might just take all the lipstick out and call it done, because at the end of the day, I didn't even buy this. This was gifted to me by my grandmother, so like, I'm not losing any value from that, but this lipstick's falling apart. So possibly by the next update, maybe that will be done, but we'll see. Next, I have a single shadow. This is the L'Oreal Pink shade that came from the 504 quad. That's an old quad. I've used this 2 times since the last update. I have this is in my Panda palette, and I'm throwing this into another project to actually use it. I'm starting to like pinky tones again, so hopefully I reach for this. But yeah, that really needs to go. This next one is the Makeup Forever Single Shadow in 846. This is what it looks like. Since the last month, I've used it 3 times. I did use it as a blush the one day. Obviously, I had to be very careful with it, but it actually didn't look too bad. So this also is in my Pan That palette, but I just need to find different ways to wear this and start wearing it. This next item really hasn't been used. I really need to just decide if I want to crush this up or what I want to do with this. This is a rainbow highlighter. I haven't touched this in probably like 2 years, so I think I might have some little depotting, destroying fun with it because why not? Next, I have the La Mila palette. I said before, this came from Wish, so not a good source. This palette does look a little bit different. Everything I've hit pan on, I've now completely removed from this palette. I'm not going to try to finish all the shades, but I want to hit pan in every shade because this was a gift, so I wanted to get some use. I've used this 3 times in the last month. I hit pan in the purple and the orange shade since the last update, and then remove them. So happy that that's smaller. The next item I have to talk about is the QKI interchangeable palette. I feel like this, if you watch my other project pans, you've seen this a lot. This is the current progress of it. Very exciting. So I break down each of these quads into their own thing. So the neutral quad up here has one shadow that's completely gone, 2 pans, and since the last update I've used it 7 times. Next I have up here the cool tone quad, 1 pan, completely finished, and 3 shadows with pan. I've used it 10 times since the last update. Next I have this pinky quad up here. I've used it also 10 times since the last update. I have 2 pans. There's a nice dip in the purple, and then this rose shade is getting thrown in a project where I'm going to completely use it up, so that will be nice. And then the blue quad that has no panage yet. Panage? That's the word now. I've only used it twice since the last update. So also that silver is in my 101 project, so it should be getting used soon, but it's not. The blue quad definitely is going to be a pain. Once I hit pan and everything, I might decide the same thing about getting rid of it, but as of right now, I'm kind of don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to try to hit pan in every shade, and then if I want to keep using it, then I'll keep using it, and if not, then you'll know I'll end up getting rid of it. The next item I hit pan in. This is the Laura Geller Chandelier Glow Blush. This is what it's currently looking like. A little bit amount of pan, but I'm so happy I finally hit pan in this, so I can just stop using it for a little bit. I've used it 25 times since the last update. It was in a different project where the goal was to hit pan, but yeah, I'm really want to put this away for a little bit because I've just worn that blush so much in the last year and a half that I need a break from it. The next item I haven't used in the past 3-4 months. This is the MAC highlighter in Happy. Yeah, I think I got sick of it after having it in a 6-month-long project last year. But yeah, this is what it currently looks like. No pan, not really a dip, but I definitely do need to pull this back out during the summer because it looks better on me in the summertime. So that is what's eventually going to happen, but just no progress yet. This next item I've been really using a lot. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Eyeliner. This is what it's currently looking like. I've used it 20 times since the last update. I try to use this every day or like every other day. Oh, this is in the shade Onyx. Yeah, I really want to try to finish this by the next update because that would just be amazing. Next, I have a palette to talk about, and that is the Laura Geller Life Glows On Illuminating Palette. So, French Fizz is in a project, and then Diamond Dust will be going into a project. So French Fizz I've used 11 times since the last update, and the palette as a whole I've only used twice since the last update. So you can tell French Fizz is getting used, and because the texture is also different, but there's no pan or nothing yet. That's going to take a little bit. Next, I have the Makeup Forever palette. Since the last update, I've used it 3 times. The purple has a nice dip now. I've been really trying to wear this copper a lot, but I currently don't have this in rotation, so it's not getting as much use as I would like it to get at the moment. Next is my Lorac Free Spirit palette. This palette is getting put back into rotation, and I really want to make some more dents into it. This pink shade is going into a project where I will completely try to use it up. This palette I kind of want to try to pan completely because I do really enjoy all the shades. But yeah, a lot of these shades are in my 101 pans, but they're not completed yet, and I just really need to use it. I've used it 3 times since the last update, but yeah, I just gotta use it a little bit more. Next, this palette I've definitely started using more. This is the Lorac Mega Pro 4. Since the last update, I've used it 9 times. It has a lot of pan now. So this is what it looks like. At the moment, I'm focusing on completely using up Pink Peony. A couple shades are getting thrown in a project in April. I have to hit pan on Misty Mauve for 101, and I have to completely use up Plum for A to Z. This palette I am going to try to pan completely, but I don't use it every single day because this palette is a weird color story for me. It will get more use out of it, but just not, I'm not going to use the whole entire thing up yet. Next, I have my Wet n Wild Capricorn Lip Gloss. Since the last update, I've only used this 3 times. I just been having a love-hate relationship with this gloss, I feel. I only really wear it when I wear red lipstick, and that is rare, so haven't been wearing it that much. Next, I have my 2 foundations. I have the Wet n Wild Porcelain and Wet n Wild Shell Ivory. Porcelain's my current color. Shell Ivory I'll use more in the summer. I've used this 9 times since the last update, and I've used this none since the last update. So yeah, this has settled to about halfway, but I'm trying to completely pan the Fenty foundation I own, and then I will try to finish Porcelain. So it's not ready to be completely used up yet. Next, I have my 2 Wet n Wild trios. This is Will You Marina Me. I have not used this since the last update. And this is Heart and Heavy. I have not used this either since the last update. However, 2 of these shades are getting put into a project in April, and I'm pretty sure I will get use out of them because they're very easy shades to use. Next, I have my Wet n Wild Air highlighter. I've only used this twice since the last update. It's pretty much brand new. I'm not really focusing on it because it is brand new. I want to get some of the older highlighters out of my collection, because if I had this in my collection to use every day, I would reach for it every day because I do love the color. But I need to get rid of some of the oldies first. And then next, speaking of an oldie highlighter, this is the Wet n Wild in Rose Champagne. I hit pan and expanded the blush. So this is what it's currently looking like. Yes, this is technically a blush, but it has too much shimmer in it, so I have to use it as a highlighter, but I have to be careful because of how pale I am. Since the last update, I've used it 8 times. I try to reach for it once or twice a month, but I'm definitely going to take this out of my rotation soon, because there's a lot of other highlighters that I've been neglecting for stuff like this that aren't. These aren't relatively old, it's just because they're not really cruelty free that I have to use them up. And then now we have all the items that were pretty much brand new that I threw in because of their status. So the first thing is the Wet n Wild lipstick in Hazard Red. This is what it's currently looking like. Since the last update, I've only used it twice. I haven't really been wearing red, but I will try to wear this sometimes. Next, I have my Wet n Wild White Multi-Stick. Now, I broke the cap completely. I've used this 3 times since the last update. I've been really using this a lot when I do looks for TikTok. And it's working because this is definitely getting smaller only after 3 uses. I did the Where's My Jewel trend and made myself a half clown, half like acid cloud thing. It's up on my Instagram and on my TikTok if you haven't seen that. And I used a lot of this because I used this as a base to put glitter on, and then also to put the pastel eyeshadows I used over top of it, so they were pigmented. So even though it's only been used 3 times and I've only picked it up 3 times, I've used it a lot. It's covered my face. So the next item is also in another project. This is the Wet n Wild Gold Pigment. It is another project, so I try to get more use out of it. But it's only been used 3 times since the last update, so not the best, but it is really pretty, so I'm just really enjoying using it. I'm not trying to overdo it. Next, I have my Not Your Basic Witch highlighter from Wet n Wild, which is a black highlighter. I've only used it once since the last update, and I've used it right in that corner, and I've used it as eyeshadow. So I have not put it on my face yet. I have not had a reason to put it on my face yet. If I was a little bit more creative with like TikTok makeup, then I would probably use it, but I haven't gotten there yet. So yeah, I haven't touched this for the moment. I'm not focusing on this really at all. But when I do reach for it, the one time I did reach for it, I used it as eyeshadow. And then the last item to talk about is the Clinique lipstick in I Love Pop. Now, I actually had this on this morning too. I've used this 5 times since the last update. It looks brand new, but I have enjoyed using it as a tint. And by the next update, I hope to actually have some empties in 3 months to show you all, or at least some more pan in progress like I have this month. I've said since the beginning of this project is going to take a long time. This is not a short project pan. This is not a one and done project pan. Yeah, I finished off a lot before. You can check the description down below of previous empties that I no longer mention because they're from last year and the year before. But yeah, this is a good amount of stuff that I do reach for at least 1 or 2 items from this project every single day, so there is stuff getting used. But I wish I could use some of the lip products more. I definitely need to make a decision with that L'Oreal lipstick because it's going to fall over and fall off, and if it falls on my desk, it's going to aggravate me. So I have to make a decision with that and the rainbow highlighter. Yeah, if you enjoy me, you enjoy project pans, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that jazz. And peace out, Girl Scout.